Something guaranteed to make you laugh.
Pat's misfortunes make me laugh. The day before I left for Miami to celebrate my 25th, I got offered the job and I was like, let's go. And I just celebrated that the whole weekend. I was like, this is a great start to 2022.
All right, and we are back with a studio audience, more or less, for the first time ever. The entire team is over here to listen to us discuss the past, present, and future of our guest, marketing manager and social media strategist at Torro Media, the pride of Winthrop, St. Rose, amazing basketball player, and my desk partner that I sit 3 feet away from every single day, Niki Tsiotos. Thank you for joining the pod. This is your bio podcast.
Yeah, I was nervous for today, but I feel better. I don't like when there's a lot of attention on me.
Got it. And I'm sitting here with Emily, who Matt is away for the day. Emily's jumping on now and has become another voice of Always Bullish here. So
we're all here.
We love Emily.
It's a family effort today. All the bulls on the pod.
So the idea here was to have everyone have their moment. This can live on your career page. It can live anywhere we want it to live. So,
I feel like
Niki,
my mom's gonna post this to Facebook.
I think she should post it to. I mean,
Absolutely.
we'll see how it goes first. But yeah, so Niki, bring us back. How did you figure out Torro even existed? Can you bring us back to the intro to Torro Media? How long ago was it?
So I joined Torro Media January 24th of 2022. I know the exact date. And you guys weren't Torro. So you guys were not Torro at the moment. They were Impeller. And I applied. I didn't even think it was a real company at the time because of like the logo and the website. Nothing was like really put together. It was still new. But I was just kind of throwing my feelers out all over the place because I had been in the job market for a while looking for something in marketing, and people were suggesting work for an agency, start at an agency, you'll love it. So I applied. I got a call back or like a email after Christmas, and I was like, wow, this is a real place.
I love that story. You told that a couple times.
I literally, because I had gone on so many bogus like interviews, and then I got on a call with Matt, and at first I didn't even know it was a video chat. I was like, are you going to call me? Because I'd done so many telephone interviews. And he's like, oh, no, hop on. So I hopped on. Then I came in here, and I did an interview. I feel like Pat can explain that interview better than I.
Well, we've gone back and forth on this quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think most people sitting here know this story already. But yeah, Niki knocked it out of the park. Loved Niki right out of the gates. Instantly, I felt like I'll work extremely well with this person. It's somebody that I right away was like, I know I could sit right next to her and we would vibe all day. It was just a very good start. The only red flag when it came to Niki was, and I still joke about it, is she never took her jacket off. It was like I was sitting there and I'm like, does she not want to be here? Is she ready to make an early exit from this interview? It was hard to tell, but pretty quickly you could, halfway through the interview, it was like, she just does her thing. And I loved it. I respected the hell out of it, as did
Niki
Matt.
was cold. That was it.
It was a cold January, and I remember, honestly, 2022 was a great year for me because I remember I did the interview, I came in, but it was freezing that day. I know it was cold because I was substituting at the time, and I kept my jacket on the whole day at school because it was freezing. Schools are the same as this building. Mm-hmm. It's like there's no heat. Like it's cold all the time. So I rushed from there to here for my interview, and it was freezing in here, and I was like, I'm just going to keep my coat on because I'm always cold.
Yeah.
And then...
But I love that because it's like Niki does You do you. If you're cold, you keep your coat on. That's the right thing to do.
And I tell people this story and they're like, that's so weird. I'm like, I'm like, okay, well now I take my coat off everywhere I go. Or I don't even bring it half the time. So,
I think I'm taking the jacket off even if I'm cold. That's just me. You didn't, which I thought was a little different, but I respected the hell out of it. That's really what it came down to. You did touch on something there, though, that you talked about before. Don't look so alarmed. It's a good thing. One thing that I think we just do things at Torro a little differently, right? When even interviewing, it's really just a feel. We want the right people, and everyone's background and experience, I feel like it's looked at with a more open lens, if that makes sense, where you said one thing to me that I loved, but the way you said it was almost like it was when you were teaching. You were like, yeah, I substitute teach, and while I do it, if there's downtime, that's when I run my social media business that I'm freelancing doing. And to me...
And applying to jobs. I remember I said that every single second. Yep.
And I was like, that's just grinding. That's hustling. That's, some people might look down on that, right? You're supposed to be teaching and doing it. But you did what you had to do.
Yeah.
No,
I wasn't even... I literally basically got paid to just be an adult figure in the class.
I've been a substitute teacher before, and same. Yeah.
I don't think I actually had to ever get up and teach the whole time I was there. Like, it was just like teachers were out sick for COVID. They just posted on Google Classroom. Like, I literally just got paid to just sit there and like let them go to the bathroom. So I promise I wasn't messing up the youth of America.
I loved it.
No, but to Pat's point, I think to work here, you need to have an entrepreneurial mindset and like be cut from that cloth. So you probably heard that and was like, yeah, game on.
I loved it. Yeah, no, Niki does Niki's thing, and that's what you've done. You're very true to yourself, and it certainly works.
Authentic.
I try.
That's like a really, really good quality to have.
100%.
Authenticity.
Emily's so nice.
It's true. It's true. I've definitely been in situations where I've been like if I was in the interview, I've been in situations where like I would probably take the coat off and freeze my ass off and then be like, why did I do that? I was cold. Like, I should have just kept it on and done what I wanted to do.
It's such a simple thing. It's such a simple event,
We're
but
gonna use that for
so
everything.
much. We read so much into it.
I know. It's like, it's crazy. It's like that simple little thing that I could have done, was a game changer.
Well, everything happens for a reason, right? You ended up here somehow. Didn't even think it was a real company. You were part of Impeller before Torro was even a thing.
I didn't even think I'd have a shot. I just came in here, and I remember I sent the Instagram page I was running at the time. And I was like, there's probably so many people that have all this experience, but I don't know. I got the job. Here we are today. I was like, let's go. And then so that was right before my 25th birthday. So that's 25 is a big year.
That's why I remember the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I remember the day before I left for Miami to celebrate my 25th, I got offered the job, and I was like, let's go. And I just celebrated that the whole weekend. I was like, this is a great start to 2022. I was so low before. I was like, I'm a loser. I don't have a job. And then 2022 was great. I moved out. I got an apartment. I got a car. Got a job. It was everything at once.
Awesome.
It has been fun to see you settle in the role and really just take over the entire department. And yeah, I think even outside of that, you've really come into your own over the past couple of years. It's been a lot of fun to see and be around. And you've, like I said, you've really taken over the social media department.
I try.
So speaking
Pat
to that,
Pat used to do everything, and now he slowly hands it off everything to me.
I mean,
that's because you're busy though. You're growing in other aspects too, so it's nice to see the handoff slowly, and then I slowly hand off things to Liv, and it's kind of like a waterfall effect.
It's been really cool to see you and Liv take things over, and Liv will have in here in a week or so to talk through the Liv story. But yeah, it's just been a lot of fun to watch. It's been fun to be a part of, and you've kicked ass. It's made my life easier. Everyone, I don't know, and you've made our clients very, very happy. But to that point, can you kind of describe your role? What are you doing at Torro?
Yes, I'm a social media manager and marketing strategist. I do everything social media basically. I also help out with a little like other marketing stuff, but majority of the time, 90% of the time, I'm doing all social media for our clients. I create content. I help with their brand awareness. Kind of just all around help with social media. I don't even know. I took some notes here because I'm bad with my words sometimes. That's why I work in social media, because I like to create stuff, and then the words kind of just come along with that. But I just want to promote their brand, help them promote their business, grow their business. It all depends on their goals, but mostly just create, compelling, cohesive, engaging content that will overall help their brand and business be successful.
I have a question.
Yeah.
One thing, because like I was kind of in the same area, obviously marketing, same thing. One thing that you hear a lot is like social media marketers need to have their like finger on the pulse like all the time. Like if you're going to be in social media, let's say a celebrity passes away that night, you better be on it to post about it. It's like very current, very immediate. Can you talk a little bit about like the urgency around social media, maybe like some of the pain points or like what you like about that in the social media industry? Because I know some people are like, I want a 9 to 5. I want to like leave the job and not have to deal with it.
You definitely have to. We were actually just talking about this earlier at lunch. Cool. You definitely have to stay like on top of everything. Like I'm constantly looking at meme pages. I mean, I like to do that in general, but it helps that I get paid to do that. Looking at the news, looking at, stuff that's going on, because like an event will happen and they'll make a meme out of it. And it's like, oh, we could post about that. Or like, oh, this company could post about that. Some of the pain points though, I do technically work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, but I do have people reach out, Friday after 5, Saturday during the day, Sunday. Hey, like, can you create a post for us? Like, we have something that needs to go out urgently. And I'll do that because I'm a workaholic and I don't know how to separate my work life from my regular life.
Well, it helps like you like what you do. So
yeah, and
I
feel like that helps create like a good relationship with the customer. Like at the end of the day, they're the ones paying us to do all their stuff, and we want to keep them happy and we want them to stay with us, because there's a bunch of marketing agencies out there, but they're not like us. They're not on top of everything like we are. I'm easy to access and get access to and talk to, so I think that's definitely one of the things that separates us, no doubt.
And I think that's good and bad. Is
like I have Canva on my phone. Someone asked me to make something for them literally Sunday morning, and I was on my way to get brunch, and I was at brunch making whatever I needed to do on Canva, emailed it quick, and then just enjoyed my brunch. I was like, it's fine. I
think two things for Torro. It's been like this from day one, where Matt, said to me, he says, time does not matter. I'm like, hey, I'm going to be here at 9:15. He's like, it doesn't matter. As long as the clients are happy, that's what matters. We don't have to put like an arbitrary, of course, the 9 to 5 is generally where we kind of live around. That's what it takes. But I think it's good because some days you can go off and do something if you need to go, right? But then also hopping back on either at night or on a weekend, like kind of can't come with the territory. That being said, I don't want you doing that. You and I have kind of argued a little bit at times where I'm like, just send something over, or you don't have to do that, or you shouldn't be expected to do that. So, but I do think that comes with the social media territory.
I hate to ask, like,
absolutely,
especially if it's my responsibility, if it's like dire need, I'll ask Pat to do it. Like, I think once I was on vacation and I had no service, and I asked Pat to take care of something because it was like my day off. I was like, I honestly don't even have service. But other than that, I will, if I have Canva on my phone, Monday.com on my phone, Slack on my phone, I'm doing it. I'm getting it done.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where I am.
What's your favorite part about social?
My favorite part about social, or like working social media, is just that you get to post on social media. You also get to help brands and businesses grow. I've always loved social media, posting and like expressing yourself through like photos, just kind of like creating content that is like nice, beautiful. I mean, not all of our content is like gonna be like super girly, like I like to post and stuff, but I love to just create content and post and like, I don't know. I like social media. I've always liked social media.
Do you think it's difficult, like you say, not me, you say, like you post something girly, but you also have to post for a commercial asphalt company and a commercial painting company. Is it hard to switch gear? I mean, our clients are so different. Talk me through kind of that process of what that looks like.
Yeah, so obviously I'm not an expert in every business brand that we represent. I do know a lot. Like I do have vast knowledge on a lot of random stuff that you wouldn't think I'd know. It's crazy. But you just do a deep dive. Like it's kind of like studying for a test, and I'll make like an outline, kind of like a study outline that you do in college or high school, whatever school you went to. And you just learn everything you need to learn. And once you do that, you're good to go.
Do you find that you batch stuff together? Like you put your asphalt hat on and you do a bunch of asphalt stuff, and then you put your cybersecurity hat on and you do a bunch of cybersecurity stuff?
Yes, because I don't like to just like, I definitely batch things because I like to do everything at the same time. Like if I'm working on whatever, the painting company, I'm in kind of like paint mode. So I'm thinking about everything painting. I try to just get all that done before moving on to something else because I just don't like to leave things like unfinished. I don't know. I've always been like that. And it's easier to work like that too.
Yeah, it's easier once you're like in the paint mode.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
to get a bunch done. Because it takes some time, I would imagine, to like transition between.
Yeah, unless it's like I'm working on something for the paint company, for example, and someone's like, hey, I need this right now. I'll take a break. But most of the time, I'll just batch it off and do everything at once. Yeah.
And I think one thing that you're very good at, and the person that I think of when I think of this trait is actually Michelle, because Michelle, in her interview, which we'll get into, kind of said, if I don't know the answer, I know how to find the answer. I know how to Google. I'm a pro Googler, I think is what Michelle actually said. And that, I think, is a trait you have as well, and I think it's really important for the social game. Where
I have way too much pride. I will literally try to find the answer before I ask anyone. I'm like so, I'll drive myself crazy before, like, I don't even know. I've always been like that, though. Like, I never ask for help.
You're determined.
Yes. But, like, sometimes I do. When it comes down to it, I'll be like, Pat, hey, can you help me on something? And he'll be like, yeah, like, why are you saying it like that? Like, of course. And I'm like, I'm sorry, like, I don't want to bother you. And he's like, no, it's fine. Like, I'm literally, like, your boss, basically. You can ask me for, like, anything. I was like, okay. Still to, like that to this day, but.
I think you're a very prideful person, starting with
Independent.
Also
Yes.
independent. But no, I think
Hell yeah.
I think the pride is like you were, a star athlete in your town. In your city, like you went to play in college, like you I think you have had a lot of pride in a lot of stuff, and knowing you outside of work too, you're very prideful. I mean, even like the Celtics, like, you know what I mean? It's things like that, like you're very proud, but that
Don't bring it there.
That spills over into your work where you're like, no, these are my accounts.
Oh, I definitely take pride. Like if someone I don't take it personal, like if someone doesn't like my content, but like I'll try to like do it, like make content and create stuff till like they're happy.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's a great thing that it's like the Tom Brady mindset is like, I don't want anyone else taking one snap from me. I feel like there is an element of that in social where it's hard to, I think luckily the three of us really with Liv, you and me, I think we work really, really well together. But I do think the social game brings that out where it's like, that's my account. Like you live and breathe these accounts every single
That's your
day.
baby.
You become part of it.
That's your baby.
Yeah.
What would you say to let's say like a business is just starting out and they're not keen on social media, not really excited to jump into the social media world, or maybe like daunting? What would you say to them?
Like give them advice.
They want to try to go into business without tapping into social media.
Well, I'd say look at your competitors. What are your competitors doing? And probably more than half, probably like 90% of their competitors are probably on social media, some sort of social media. They don't have to have all of them, but they have some type of social media and brand awareness. And I'll tell them that. I'll be like, go look at your competitors, then tell me your numbers and see who's doing better. Like at least they can try to do it themselves. Like that's my only advice. If they like can't afford it, at least to work with us, like at least try to do it yourself at first. But having some type of presence is like crucial, because a lot of like what's the word? Validated.
Validation?
Validation.
There we go.
I thought you were gonna say Victorian.
Validity. I don't even know. Business. Oh my God! Don't.
Validation.
Valerie, is that your real middle name?
Like a lot of the times people look. Yes, people look on Google, whatever, social media, Instagram, Facebook, to see if it's like an actual business. Like that's how you know they're a real business.
Right.
And a lot of the times they don't have that. You're like, oh, okay, I'm not even going to attempt to reach out to these people.
That's what I do. I do that. Like if we're traveling, we're trying to decide where we're going to go to eat. Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I need pictures. I need followers.
Mm-hmm. Like deciding what you're going to
Yeah,
eat. You go
like,
look
we're
at the
not gonna
food that's
go-
on.
Yeah.
People eat with their eyes.
People eat with their eyes. Yeah, I just think it's always changing. So I'm really interested to see how social changes over the next couple of years. What else, what comes next that we have to be able to jump on. But again, I think we're very good. I think you're very good at what you do and staying on top of it and learning what you don't know, because no one knows what's next. So my question for you, though, is I think at Torro we're doing stuff like this. We have other ideas in the works for creating more content, being a media company, getting one thing I'm excited about is I think we have a ton of awesome personalities that people don't know yet. Everyone knows the Helpful Website guy. They know me from when Matt got suspended and I did one for one day. I'm trying to get out there too, but I want them to know everybody that wants to be known. So the Niki 1K brand, where do you see this going? Like, how do you see yourself? You're going to be on camera more. You're on the podcast now. I know once we get away from the microphone, you have a lot to say. So my question for you is, how do you kind of see yourself in a couple of years as we are on camera more? What do you want people to see, to know about Niki 1K?
I want people to know and like learn more about me, that I keep it real. I'll keep it 100% with you. I'll tell you how it is. I feel like on this podcast, I'm being toned down a little bit because I don't want to say anything bad that's going to haunt me for the rest of my life.
I was just going to say, in 5 years, we could do a side-by-side of this podcast
Oh, God.
and a toned-up Niki piece of content.
Yeah, I was saying how I think you're going to have to bleep out half this conversation and podcast. But no, I've been good this podcast. I think being an influencer is so cool. I would love to eventually be like maybe a personality that comes out of this. I don't really know what my niche would be. I think I'm funny sometimes, so I don't know. Eventually something like that. So we'll see. I feel like it'll just come as time goes, sort of. Like we'll all find our little thing, and we're working on that. We have some stuff in the works. We have some stuff. So that's all I'll say about that. I can't reveal too much, but
Yeah, I mean, I have called us the island of misfit toys, where I think we're so different, all of us, but it works. I think it works really, really well. And you are funny, and you do have a large personality. It is definitely toned down for this podcast, no doubt about it. But I think people need to show it. I can't wait to see some other stuff we do, and I think you should start a podcast. I do, with anyone here, to talk about the stuff you talk to everyone about in the bullpen on like E! News and the Celtics, and
Maybe we'll do we'll mic you up. It'll be a series. We'll just mic you up for the whole day.
oh,
The whole
God.
day.
I love it.
Yes,
Maybe.
let's do it.
I'd really have to think about what I'm saying though.
I love
No,
that.
that defeats the the whole point.
Yeah, I feel like all of our personalities like mixed together make like we have a good. If we had a TV show, that'd be like a hit show. Mm-hmm. We'll get there.
We will.
We'll be like the Vanderpump.
Mark that.
Vanderpump Rules. No, we'll be the Vanderpump Rules of digital marketing agencies. I don't know if you guys watch that.
Yes, it's like our brains are all talking offline.
They have a lot of drama though. We don't have drama.
We don't
but
have
like,
drama.
Maybe if we grow to like 50 people.
Maybe they
who
wrote
knows?
that into the script though.
Yeah,
Maybe
we
it's
can.
Not real.
Yeah,
Maybe they don't have drama.
it's probably
either.
not real. So
Yeah, I think we have some really cool ideas. And
Torro Media rules.
Love that. Clip that one too. But yeah, no, I think we have the personalities to really do something special. But yeah, no. So you're crushing it. Couple rapid fire at you, unless you have anything else you want to ask, Nikki.
I just want to know, like, what qualities that you have do you think make you a good fit for someone that's like managing social media? Like, if you were talking to someone that wanted to get into the biz, just getting out of college, like, what areas should they strengthen if they want to be a social media marketer or manager?
Definitely. If you're graduating college, you want to get into the marketing, business, social media, definitely be willing to learn, be open to learning about everything, but also be willing to teach yourself things because you're going to have to teach yourself a lot. You're going to be your biggest teacher. Half the stuff that I know now, I did not even learn in the classroom. It was all through experience, trial and error. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. I'm a perfectionist. I hate making mistakes, but I know that making mistakes, you just learn and you become better. So you got to be open to that as well.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
It's good.
Thanks.
If you could talk to Nikki in high school or college, what would you tell her?
I'd tell her to go to class. I'd tell Nikki that in 5 years, your problems are not going to matter. Because I remember I kept telling myself, wow, like, it's the end of the world. Like, I'd be crying in the library. I don't even remember what I was upset about 5 years ago. Also, I didn't get the best grades in school, but I graduated. Grades aren't everything. Half the time, they don't even ask for your GPA when you're applying to jobs.
I was just going to say, what is even a GPA these days?
I even worked at my last jobs in sales. Half of my coworkers didn't even go to college. And on the requirement for the job, it said you needed a bachelor's, and half of them didn't even go. And they were amazing at their jobs. So, I mean, whatever path you choose, you're going to turn out fine in the end. That's what I'd tell Nikki. You're going to be okay. Everything's going to work out, and everything's going to be okay.
Okay. Passion. What are you passionate about? You go home and what do you do?
I am passionate about fitness and then traveling. I love working out, but I don't always have the most time to do everything that I want to do. Like if it was up to me, I'd be in the gym 2 hours a day and get everything in, get a nice stretch, get a nice sauna session, do all that. But I don't always have time for that, which is okay. I've learned that's okay. And then traveling, which is great about working for Torro Media because you can work anywhere in the world if you have your computer. And Matt is so cool about, working from home and working from wherever. I've had the opportunity to go to some really cool places and experience some really cool experiences.
What was your favorite place?
This year, Turks and Caicos. By far. I loved Turks and Caicos. But I also went to Aruba last year. That was my first time there, and it was cool. But Turks and Caicos was a whole different vibe. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and last question. Something guaranteed to make you laugh.
Guaranteed to make me laugh?
Yes, a lot of examples 3 feet away from you, from where you sit.
Pat's misfortunes make me laugh. No, I'm kidding.
I don't think he saw it going that way.
Wow.
Oh, I thought 3 feet to the...
Shell like that one. I saw a big laugh over it.
Because Pat will be like, I don't even know. He'll just come in and say something bad happened, and I'll just laugh, and he'll be like, "It's not funny," and I'm like, "I'm sorry." No, I'm
Clip
kidding.
out all the good things I said earlier, Ollie.
I'm kidding. No, something that's guaranteed to make me laugh.
That was very on brand.
I don't even think I can. Some of our clients make me laugh sometimes. I won't say who.
I think you answered the question truthfully the first time, Nikki, if I'm being honest. And that's okay. Good answer.
No, I'm kidding. I love to see Pat do well, so stop.
Yes, we're manifesting now.
Yes.
Anyways, I think that I think this was great. One thing I'm really proud of is, and I even say it on like sales calls, is like, look, you can find other people that do social media or do websites, but they can't find Niki 1K anywhere else. And to me, that is the best part of Torro, is the team, you know, and who we are. And I know people love to work with us because you nail it on the job, but it's just who you are. People love working with you. I know we all feel that way. So I think that this is awesome to people to really get to know you, even though
I'm blushing.
I do think the 1K brand.
Right.
I do think the 1K
Wait,
brand
can
is
you
just getting
explain?
going.
Because I'm recently new to the team. And when you started saying Niki 1K, Niki 1K,
Yeah, no one knows it.
I had no idea what that meant. Well, I actually thought in my head that it meant like $1,000. Like I thought it was like a rap name for Niki. I didn't think it was
Is just
What is it?
Nikki spelled with 1K.
1K. That's it. I
Like,
can't believe
I got
I
the
was like, why is
nickname.
he saying that?
I probably should have.
You were probably confused about a lot of
I
things
was
coming
really
in here.
confused.
But that
I'm like,
definitely-
she's got like a rapper name, Niki 1K,
Yeah.
$1,000.
literally my like AAU teammates back when I was like 15 were always like, how do you spell your name?
Is
like,
that
is
where
it
it started?
Nikki with 2 K's, Nikki with a Y? Like, yeah.
That's
and
where it started?
I was like, it's Niki. They're like, oh, so 1K. And like this one girl that just like, it's like 1K. And they all just started saying it. And then I think I changed like my Twitter name to it. And then all my friends from Winthrop started saying it. And then everyone just started saying it.
There you go.
Even in call, like it literally still follows me to this day. Like my friend like will literally text me, be like, "Hey, 1K." I'm like, "What up?" Like, like 26 years old now, and they're
great
still
nickname.
saying that.
That's the brand.
That's the brand. I can't wait to see what you do with it.
It would have been cooler if I like hit 1,000 points, because I remember in high school I was like I think I was like 80 off or something. I don't know in high school.
What?
I wasn't even close in college, but still, it would have been cool like if I got like 1K, like would have gone with the brand, but I didn't. So
That
all
would
right.
be cool. I did love the day that I don't know if I looked it up. I don't think you sent it to me because I don't think she would. I think I just looked it up and found Nikki's high school basketball highlight tape.
Oh, we have to
And
watch that.
She's nasty. Like,
I'm
really
sure.
was nasty.
I'm
It was-
sure she
It was
is.
impressive to watch.
don't
We
need
should
to-
put that on the big screen next luncheon.
Matt and Pat
I think
have
we should.
highlight
Yeah.
tapes too.
Absolutely. Oh, we should. We should do a full day.
Matt and I did do that before Nikki even got here. Just the two
What,
of
you
us,
just
we were
watched each other's?
Matt went out on a Thursday or a Friday at like 3 o'clock and got some beers.
Just
And we came
reminisced.
back and the two of us watched our high
Is
school
that for
highlight
real?
tapes. I swear
Oh.
to God. Yeah, I was like, damn, this is the right place for me to be working right now. So lame. Like anyone who walked by would be like, are these two guys serious? But we had a good time. So then we pulled up Nikki's. Nikki was probably better at basketball than
Oh my god.
we were in sports. If you watch it, it's impressive.
God.
So that'll be part 2.
Yeah.
We'll break down some film.
Does anyone else have one here?
We'll break down some.
Does anyone else?
Definitely.
I have
not.
all these 108-yard pick six interception from football.
Well, Emily was on
Whoa.
TV, so you have your own highlight
I'm
tape.
telling you, we have a lot of great personalities here. So
I know. We're so different.
big time. All right,
Thanks, Nikki.
Nikki 1K,
Thanks,
the star of the social media squad here.
Toro.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.